Thanks for staying with India Today, where we're discussing and debating the choice of Yogi Adityanath as the next Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Yogi Adityanath, his real name is Ajay Singh Negi, is known to be a firebrand Hindutva leader. He became an MP at the age of 26 and has since then won 5 elections in all. Here's a profile of the man who will now be, at the age of 44, the next Chief Minister of UP.
This garland, this applause, these smiles, and this moment are a turning point in UP politics, and possibly a reflection of a new political discourse in the country. He is the surprise BJP pulled on everyone. Yogi Adityanath is the 21st Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. The controversial, polarizer, and the man behind creating the Love Jihad bandwagon will govern the most populous state of independent India. 44-year-old Yogi Adityanath is a 5-time MP from Gorakhpur who was first elected to Lok Sabha in 1998. He is a graduate in science. His original name was Ajay Singh, which he changed later after becoming a sannyasi. The hardliner Hindu mascot is clear about his Hindutva agenda. It is believed that his first decision as Chief Minister will be to ban slaughterhouses and waive off farmer loans. Despite a controversial past, the BJP has handed over its most prized state, UP, to Yogi Adityanath. The big question that is on everyone's mind, will he really do Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas? With Mosmi Singh, Bureau Report, India Today.
We still all have all of our guests with us. This is a big divisive talking point. The choice of Yogi Adityanath as the next Chief Minister. Rajdeep Sardesai and Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party joining us from Mumbai. Sanjay, I want to come back to you. You've had very strong things to say about Yogi Adityanath. How does the Congress plan to keep this issue fresh, because this is a contentious decision the BJP has taken. It's 2 years till the 2019 election. How is the Congress going to keep this issue alive? Is this something that completely surprised your party as well?
Oh, well, let me tell you, the selection of the Chief Minister is the BJP's prerogative. But there's no denying, and I agree with Rajdeep, that Yogi Adityanath is a very perceptibly polarizing figure. I mean, you have to just dig into the archives to know exactly the kind of very dangerous, divisive statements he's made targeting the minority communities, particularly in Uttar Pradesh. So I think there is somewhere down the line, the BJP leadership led by Mr. Modi are sending out a very unambiguous message to the minorities in Uttar Pradesh in particular, that this is what you have to live with. Because I can tell you that if I was, for example, belonging to the minority community living in Uttar Pradesh, I would have some degree of trepidation and worry, considering that the man who heads my state has some extremely violent predilections towards my community. And that is definitely a very worrying factor, not just for Uttar Pradesh, I think, but for the rest of the country. Now, where the Congress party is concerned, we are going to look at what the BJP promised in the manifestos. Now, it's very easy to get into this rhetoric, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Even Narendra Modi himself has taken the whole country for a ride on that slogan. To expect Yogi Adityanath to deliver on it, frankly, is a joke. But nevertheless, I think as an opposition party, we will watch for what Yogi Adityanath really does on the ground.
Okay.
Will they live up to their manifesto commitments, etc.? But more important, we'll watch what he does at the ground level. The early signs that posters are coming up in Bareilly telling the minorities to migrate from Uttar Pradesh are manifestations of deep concern over the social harmony in Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, Gopal Agarwal, I'd like you to respond to that. What about the message this sends out to the minorities in Uttar Pradesh who've never seen Yogi Adityanath as a friendly figure? They've always seen him as a hostile figure. Will the BJP be softening this decision? Will there be some communication? Do you think that's going to be necessary now?
No, I don't think there will be necessary of any further communication or any other thing. What you call as a wrong message by declaring Yogi Adityanath as the CM, we call it the right message. It is not wrong. It is the right message. The polarizing figure, what you call Yogi Adityanath, is not what he is not the polarizing figure. But I would like to ask Sanjay Jha, is this not the polarizing way they have worked when they talk of Shah Bano, or when the PM says that the minorities have the first right on the resources of the country, and then they come out with such a committee? What they polarize people for a fear psychosis. They were taking them for a ride. I want to assure the minorities that first time there will be equal opportunity, transparency. Who has looked at supported the triple talaq issue for the gender equality? Is it not a issue which is forward looking? When we talk of equal opportunities, then we talk of equal. You see the riots which have taken place in Uttar Pradesh, you compare them with Gujarat. What is there? Are they not feeling? When we talk of development, infrastructure, we have talked about educations in the madrasas, reforming them, then we talk of everybody. So ultimately, we have to change the narrative in the country.
Okay.
That's what we are doing. Our message is very clear. It's not wrong message. It is the right message that country can develop only when there are no fear and no exploitation of minority sentiment. I want to ask Sanjay Jha, will they now desist from doing the appeasement politics that they have been doing for 60-70 years? Now the country has rejected them completely.
That decision, Sanjay, the BJP says is directed against the politics of appeasement practiced by the Congress party, says the BJP, and he says that's why the Congress party is jittery and opposed to this decision. Sanjay, respond to that, then I'm going to Rajdeep.
Yeah, Shiv, let me tell you, the answer to that is very straightforward, and I'll expose the BJP's dubious, disingenuous logic here. The Congress party appointed the Sachar committee and the Ranganath Mishra committee report. Now, they said that the status, both economic and social, of the Muslims in particular amongst all minorities was quite abysmal. Now, if there was minority appeasement, the Sachar committee would not.
60 years of your rule.
Sir, please do not interrupt me. Please do not interrupt me when I'm speaking. I didn't interrupt you. If there was minority appeasement, Shiv, then there would not be the kind of disproportionate disadvantage that the Muslims and the minorities have in this country. That straight away exposes the BJP's lie. And the truth is that the BJP in Gujarat, with Mr. Narendra Modi as Chief Minister, said that the Sachar committee recommendations are unconstitutional. They actually contested that in the High Court and the Supreme Court till they were corrected. So that tells you the essential intention of the BJP led by Mr. Modi.
No, we agree that the minorities of the country are underdeveloped. We agree with the Sachar committee report, and we blame you for that situation.
Cannot change
make up your
overnight.
mind. You agree with the report, yet you damn others for
there has to be an equal opportunity in the country. There has to be an equal opportunity. We say that you never did anything, just only false promises and exploited them for vote bank politics.
Okay.
That's what our narrative is.
Javed, come in, yeah.
You know, I want to ask my friend here. He criticizes the Congress for bringing out the Sachar committee report. Then he says that he believes in it. So he needs to make up his mind whether they are opposed.
The Sachar committee gives what they have done for 60 years.
You should be very happy that it exposes the Congress party that they didn't do anything.
We are exposing. We have done a lot of debate on Sachar committee reports.
Okay. Moving away from.
Can we ask one question?
Quick question.
Mr. Agarwal, one question. After all, if you are building up, consolidating, as one would say, let's say a Hindu, majority vote.
Yeah.
Why is it that you have two deputy CMs and one CM which represent only upper caste and OBC and no Dalit? When the Prime Minister went on record to argue that in Ambedkar's, birth anniversary, we are going to make a major push for the Dalit vote. In fact, there is no Dalit deputy CM.
We have
17% of the Dalit vote. And by the way, you actually won almost 75 of the 85 seats in the
Let Gopal answer.
Decision that we are taking.
Why?
Because it's a very large state. There are several issues that have to be tackled. There is a large cabinet ministry also there. This Dinesh Sharma represents another issue.
A Brahmin, a Thakur, and
that's not
OBC.
only the caste that they are representing only. We want to consolidate all along. that and the implementation of the state like Uttar Pradesh requires so many large government and
okay,
large
Gopalji, can I ask you one question?
Only lip service to
I want to bring in
If I ask you
also.
one minute.
Quick point.
If you really believe that Adityanath ji is an icon of development, why didn't you project him as your chief minister candidate?
No, I
why
can, no, there are two messaging. I very specifically said that he has, we have two messages by
Okay,
this.
so for both reasons,
strong
why didn't
message
you-
for anti-appeasement also is a
And
part of
development.
that.
Okay.
And the economic
want to
development
bring-
why
is the
didn't you
agenda
project
which
him?
PM
I'm
takes.
Why
going to
didn't
bring
you project
Rajdeep in
him?
now. Rajdeep, you know,
Why didn't you project him?
We're talking about the narrative that the BJP says it wants to break going forward. The question I want to ask you is, as a political journalist and an observer, we're 2 years away, a little over 2 years away from the Lok Sabha election. Is this decision going to require, Rajdeep, some kind of follow-up or management by the BJP leadership, given how, contentious and controversial it is?
I'll just come to it in a moment, but I want to use the word, and maybe it's not mine. I heard it the other day being said, ironically, by Asauddin Owaisi, who said development is the password, Hindutva is the login, or the other way around. Development is the login, Hindutva has become the password. And with Yogi Adityanath becoming the chief minister, maybe his words are true. But I want to make a point, and I think you ask an interesting question. Look, this mandate was for an individual called Narendra Modi. He is the tallest leader at the moment in the country. He's larger than the BJP. People voted because they trust Mr. Modi. They trust Mr. Modi despite demonetization. They trust Mr. Modi because they believe that many of his pro-poor schemes will work to their benefit. And he managed to build a cross-class, cross-caste coalition. On the other hand, there was a subliminal Hindutva message. You saw that in the Kabristan, Shamshan statements. You saw it in the way Amit Shah used the word Kasab. You saw it in the polarization that took place in Uttar Pradesh, Western UP, where Jats voted in a big way for the BJP despite their anger over the lack of reservation or cane prices. Therefore, building up to 2019, Mr. Modi will have to once again show that the expectations that he has built up, the promises that he has made will be fulfilled. What are the promises? That Mayawati and Mulayam, or Mayawati and Akhilesh, failed to provide good governance, that Mayawati and Akhilesh failed to address the concerns of the people of UP. Adityanath has an opportunity. Yogi Adityanath has the opportunity to prove all his critics wrong by focusing on good governance that doesn't treat Muslims as second-class citizens, that doesn't make the counter narrative to minority appeasement, minority bashing. But eventually Mr. Modi is the one who will have to deliver. It's Mr. Modi who will be on test in 2019. Adityanath is a risk that he has taken, but it only confirms the worst suspicions that people have. As I said, the login is development. The password, for some at least, remains Hindutva. I'm not sure Yogi Adityanath was Narendra Modi's first choice. In fact, I'm being told by sources that he would have preferred someone with more administrative experience. Clearly, the RSS has had some kind of a role in this. Yogi Adityanath was their chosen candidate, and therefore they will have to ensure that Yogi Adityanath is able to deliver on the many promises that Narendra Modi has made.
Yogi Adityanath as the next chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, but the onus is now on him and the BJP leadership. Remember, tomorrow at 4:15 is when Yogi Adityanath, 44 years old, will be sworn in as the chief minister. I want to get a final comment from Gopal Agarwal of the BJP. The BJP is aware that the onus is now on the party and Yogi Adityanath. Do you believe that he will be able to prove his critics wrong? Because there is a heavy onus now on the BJP as well as him.
Yeah, we agree that there is a onus, big onus and responsibility. The larger the mandate, the more the responsibility. That message PM has already very clearly said. And I think when we minorities should not worry. We know that people of the country want development, want infrastructure, want equal opportunities of work, and that will be delivered to them. We have 2019 election also in our face, that and development for UP is very important. Another thing I would like to mention is why, when people say ki why Yogi Adityanath is popular, because he is telling what people want to have the thought on the similar line. Third thing I would like to mention is why people trust Modi ji, because there is no hypocrisy. He speaks with the heart and he delivers what he says.
Okay.
So we should believe when the PM says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, development is agenda, employment generation is my agenda. That's what the people of Uttar Pradesh will see.
Right.
Minorities have nothing to fear.
Okay.
We want equal opportunities.
Okay, that is a confident message there from the BJP, but the spotlight and public scrutiny will get harsher. The mandate is one side of it. What comes next is going to be even more interesting and important for both Uttar Pradesh as well as the country as a whole. Gopal Agarwal of the BJP, Ajit Jha, Javed Ansari, Sanjay Jha and Rajdeep Sardesai. Thanks so much for joining us on this discussion on the big political story.